I didn't get the proper chance in the last video to show this, but here's the little button I've set up in my Home Assistant screen. So as you can see, it is red and it says that the garage door is open. And so when I press it, it says that the garage door is moving and it turns it yellow with a little exclamation mark next to it. If I stop it there, then you see it changes to partial with the garage door being open. And of course, with the door closed, it says closed with the icon closed and a nice dim grey colour. So that makes it super easy for me to open and close and know what the garage door is doing throughout the day. Of course, I also get a little notification to indicate that the garage door is opened, which is triggered as soon as it starts opening. Mail time! I'm pretty sure I know what this is, but there's other stuff in the bag too. Classic package in a package. So in here we've got some USB-C 4-pin connectors. This bag has some little watch doodly things. You may have noticed my watch strap flaps around, and that's because my last one broke. Hey, there we go. That's so much better. And the last small package of this little shipment. Thumbstick pad things. Yay! And last is this package. I know what it is though. Cutting things. Tool bits. Snaky bits. That's right, it's a Dremel. Mail time. Starting off small, we have a light bulb. Oof, bit of a beat up box though. But it is a B22 zigbee light bulb. Hopefully this works better than the others. Ah, little DC to DC step down circuit. Oh, a box and a package. Ah, here we go. Got some little antenna doodly things for my Avata 2. It is quite possible that this does absolutely nothing. But these are supposed to attach to the aerials and give me just slightly more range in one specific direction. So hopefully that goes well. Second little voltage divider circuit. And a little baby fallback, don't hurt your head backpack plush thing. So the last bayonet smart light I got is this one, which seems to work. It turns off and on when I push the buttons. I can even dim it down with this remote control. But when I turn it off, it does that flashy thing. Why does it need to flash? See, look, full brightness. Let's turn it off. Why does it flash? So I'm really hoping with this new one I just got that I won't have the same flash issue. Oh, look at that. Already paired and connected. Now, first things first. Is this going to flash? And it didn't. Color temperature change. That's fantastic. It didn't flash, which is
already 10 times better than that other one. So now that I know that, because I brought this one specifically on its own and didn't order any other Zigbee devices when I'd made that order, I'm just going to order a couple more of those and replace the other two that do that flash thing, as well as add a few more lights in the house. Alright, after doing a little bit of research, I have found the lights that I am interested in and would like to set up in this garage. But unfortunately, they're going to cost a lot of money. About $200 for me to put 8 of these 50-watt LED floodlights throughout the garage here in order to light the place up nicely. Technically I should get 9 so I can do a 3x3, but in reality I only need maybe one there, and then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That should be fine. I mean, it also depends on if the garage door is open or not, but I always have the option of closing it slightly. Anyway, that aside, a temporary option will be bringing back this unfortunate Wi-Fi LED that I purchased in a previous video. Yeah, unfortunately this is connected to some Chinese server, so yeah, even when I try and block it from being able to leave the network, I'm not quite sure what or how it's doing it, but it's still able to get out of the network. So, I don't know, maybe I'm configuring something wrong, but I mean, my settings and configuration seems to work with everything and anything else on the network, except for this. So that's strange. Now, because this is just one of those temporary permanent jobs, I'm just going to use a simple adapter to plug this in. Then I'm going to mount it up here with 2 screws into the one big hole, otherwise it would just fall down. Now I'm hoping I do this slightly messy enough that I will definitely come back and upgrade the lights in here, but obviously not too messy that I end up getting annoyed with it. Because it's a floodlight, it's not quite ideal for the kind of spread that I want. But this gives a good idea of what my idea will be when I do end up getting those other LED floodlights. Now, admittedly, this is an RGB with both warm white and cool white options for the light, and the lights that I'm looking at getting, they're just straight one color, no RGB, nothing fancy like that, because it's all about just lighting this space so that I can do work and do stuff in here when it's nighttime. Not about partying. Not everything's about partying. I don't party. I'm a bit boring.
So criminal, down in my soul I'm smiling. Everything looks so minimal. Let the walk to the talk like lightning. White sock in the loaf on steezy. Stripped down in the back, speak easy. Try to wipe off all that lipstick. Didn't work, but it tastes like kiwi.
As you might be able to see, not a lot of light actually gets over here where the mirror is. Because the light is so far away.
And I figured that out pretty quickly when moving in. In fact, in a previous mail time, we pulled out this LED strip. I'd always planned on building a little circuit in there so that I could set these LEDs up and actually use them to light your face up when you're using the mirror. I did this with a simple ESP8266D1 Mini running WLED. I've got a single channel with a MOSFET on it in order to power and control these 12-volt LEDs, as well as a little step-down circuit to drop it from 12 volts to 5 volts to allow me to power the ESP.
Alright, now this is in a state where it can essentially never really be undone. I mean, I could just aim a hot... Alright, now it's all being molded to this plug, covered in hot glue.
The unfortunate part is I've actually forgotten which wire, which pin I've connected a wire to, so might have to do a little experimenting. I know it's not 7, but it could be 5 or 6. So at least it's only in software where I'll be fiddling around with that, because I wouldn't actually be able to get into this to rewire it if I needed to. I mean, I could if I had a heat gun and just aimed it at it for ages and wait for all this hot glue to eventually melt and drip off. But I'm not that patient. Alright, let's see if I plug this in. Well, it didn't explode, which is the first good sign. Hey, fantastic, it works. And there we have it, finally. Finished that little project, and it's working. You push the black button on top, it turns the light on. You push the white button underneath, and it will turn the light off. You of course have to make sure you actually press the button. Now, of course, I can set it so that a double tap will do something else. A single tap, obviously it's turning it on, but you know, I can go like double tap. What does double tap do? Now, obviously, I'm not going to leave it as just black turns it on and white turns it off. I will eventually program in some better things, but just for testing, that's so great! I didn't really test some of that stuff at all and just kind of hoped it would work, and it has, which is great. Okay, I'm not immediately putting the lights in and around this because I've got house inspection, so I'm just going to wait for that to pass and then I'll put it in. Well, it finally happened. I left the hot glue gun on all night and it tripped the circuits out here in the garage at about 3 a.m. I'd actually just reset it, not realizing that the hot glue gun was actually the culprit being left on. And then I tried to turn this circuit back on again, which then tripped everything again. So I believe there's no power out here again because hot glue gun tripped the circuit. It's happened a few times. This isn't the first time this hot glue gun has been left on overnight. In fact, I've left it on over a whole weekend before. But looks like it has actually finally died this time. Had some magic smoke pop out of it just then. Got a replacement. That was quick and easy. To start this off, let's just open up this brand new mini glue gun. There we go. Comes with 2 teeny weeny little glue sticks, a little clip-on stand bit, and of course the hot glue gun itself with the usual soft silicone bit here at the hot end. This is exactly the same as my last one. It's a little bit annoying because this side of the mirror seems to be more or less flush against the wall, whereas this side of the mirror is actually out off the wall by almost the size of this light strip here. So it sits really nicely here, but the rest of it, it's terrible. So I think I'll probably work backwards. I'll work from here and go up and around to pull this in, and then we'll go down and then follow a cable run to where we actually want it to go. This already looks terrible and is bugging me, so I will definitely be coming back to this to tidy it up. Maybe not on camera, but I'll be coming back to it to figure out a better solution of attaching this light strip around here. Something that hopefully would look a little better than this horrible, horrible glue job I'm doing right now. It's just, oh man, that looks, it's shocking. But I'm not entirely sure what would look better, other than if I took the mirror off the wall, which I've grabbed hold of it and tried to move it around, and I can't seem to get the mirror off the wall. taking more glue in, but nothing's coming out here, so I feel like it might be filling up in there. This cheap crap. Let's flick the switch on and see it light up. Hey, that's great. Other than now I'm seeing that I've got a dead LED here. That's frustrating. It's brand new. I haven't even gotten to break it in yet. But, you know, turn it off, turn it on, and even got a little bit of underglow going on here. And it hopes to get more of an effect. Let's black this room out a little bit. Okay, admittedly, that's made this a whole lot more interesting. And look at my eyes! You get the old, what is it? Angel rings or something? How can I? If anything, I do wish this was just that little bit brighter, but it works. You know how I say some things are temporary permanent? Well, this one definitely isn't. I'll be back in here with the heat gun, removing all of that hot glue and trying to figure out a better way to do this. This is a great concept. I like the results for the most part, but it definitely needs some extra work done to it in order to help this actually work out well. I just wish it looked a little more tidier. Admittedly, this is pretty ugly, and I knew it was going to be pretty ugly, but I did have the thoughts of 3D printing a box off, which would hug around here and hide this dangly wire bit and this, so that the buttons were a bit easier to just simply access. But that's not going to save the fact of all this hot glue around here looking really gross. And I mean, it started off reasonably tidy, but then it just got messier and messier as went on. It's just, it's not ideal.